Mr. Bahls.
There was a lot of talk about the victims. I represent MOGiS. We are German associations of victims of sexual child abuse. We call ourselves a voice for victims because we know we cannot speak for every victim. That is clear. What is the problem for us is that all the time people are speaking in our interest without asking us to speak in our name. So we choose to represent ourselves. MOGiS is a German association opposing blocking. That is actually why we found, because we had the feeling that child abuse was being abused for introducing blocking. There was a lot of talk about efficiency of removal, and I don't understand why the police hides behind their inability to remove that content from the internet. I mean, we have the list, the worst of the worst. I mean, for me, this is quite, you probably hear my voice, it's quite strong feeling because I know what the worst of the worst is. And I cannot possibly imagine why I keep a list of the worst and not remove it. That is like really what upsets me. So actually, let's have a look on the list of the worst of the worst. So there was the AK Zensur, the German association, which is against blocking, did an analysis of the Danish blocking list. They had 164 domains on it in September. And of these domains, a lot didn't have to do anything with child abuse. Some domains were parked, some domains were offline, and about three domains still contain child abuse images. Two of these domains were in the States, they were removed within 30 minutes. One domain was hosted in the Netherlands, and it was difficult to take it down in the Netherlands, so they went to the Indian registry where the page was being registered, and they had the domain being delisted within 3 hours. So I don't understand what is the problem for the police to act timely. So do we really have a problem with the removal of the pages would be actually my question. So actually that's the same as what I think what Mr. McNamee said. It's like that we probably have to analyze what is the problem, and then if we know what the problem is, we can probably be talking about a solution to that specific problems. I don't think blocking is a solution. Blocking is an excuse not to act, and I won't give anybody in this room an excuse to not act. And also, blocking hides inaction, as the list from Denmark and Sweden shows, because the domain that we have been taken down on the weekend by Alva Freude within 30 minutes, they have been on the list on April of 2009. They have been on the list for more than 1.5 years. And Alva Freude took about 30 minutes to remove it, so why didn't the Swedish or the Danish police take action on that? Thank you very much.
Volevo fare una domanda.
I would just like to ask a question to Mr. Bahls, with whom I'm acquainted, and I'm very grateful to him for the commitment he has shown and for his courage in fighting on behalf of the victims. He himself was a victim. But from the debate we've had over the past couple of days, no one has considered blocking to be the only solution. Everyone has said that the overriding objective, the main objective, is to delete and completely remove the content, to stop it from being available, to go back right to the origins and get rid of the content. In some cases that is possible because you can pinpoint the source if the authorities cooperate swiftly, but in some cases this isn't possible because sometimes there are criminal organizations involved. The origins are unknown, or there is no cooperation with the country of origin. There may be bureaucratic problems. And if that's the case, I think everyone has said, well, we still need to try and get this content removed, but this may take some time. It may take some time to go back to the source, so in the meantime we need to try and block the site, even if this is just temporary. It's a temporary removal, if you like. And even when the content is removed, and apparently one has got back to the source and got rid of the content, it is possible for contents to be copied and replicated, and they may pop up again after a few hours, days or months. So in any case, blocking is not the only instrument. It is a complementary instrument, complementary to the main aim. Are you against blocking in any situation, even if blocking is the preliminary stage before elimination? If it takes a month to get rid of content, do you want us to leave the content online and not take any action at all?
So first, I would like to ask, sorry, why does it take a month? If we are talking about bank phishing pages where it's about money, bank phishing pages are being taken down in an average in 4 to 8 hours worldwide. Why does it take a month for child abuse image? And that's, like, in my opinion, that's a failure of international cooperation. That is a failure of international cooperation of police. You know, if you look at Interpol, Interpol works on blocking in 188 countries. Interpol has 188 members working on blocking. I'm sorry, they should be working on removal. And then we have to look what is left. I mean, like, every country with a conceivable internet infrastructure is Interpol member. So what is the problem? Why is there a bucket to be mended? Why don't we empty the bucket containing child abuse images? Why do we have to close all the holes with blocking all over the world?